that pressure and key confidence?
Everything. No, we were truly beaten. No, every department, I think, yeah, we got hands down beaten in everything. The defense, kicking game, attack. So yeah, we just made too much errors.
Anything next from the room?
What do you think that is, Gus? You talked all week about having a natural response, and it looked like the Wallabies were almost hungrier again tonight. Can you put your finger on what's happened last quarter?
Yeah, no, listen, that's something we will have to figure out in the next week. We will have to figure it out quickly. No, I can't put my finger on it.
Anything further from the room?
Jack, if I could just ask you, clearly you've got to look at a few things to take the step from the Wallabies to play the All Blacks. How big a challenge is that now to go in against the All Blacks with a few fractures in your game?
No, a big one. It's going to be a massive challenge. Which is, yeah, there's no positives, but the nice thing is it's nice to play against our Sands up again. You know, and you get tested differently. Yeah, for us it's a big eye opener in terms of that, and that's how big the challenge will be against New Zealand. It's going to be a massive challenge.
Anything further from the room? No. Nathan, I see that on the Zoom.
Hi, yes, I've got two questions. I think you can go.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
This one.
Just mute that one.
My apologies, colleagues. We can't hear anything here in South Africa, though, so via the Zoom or the Teams meeting.
Thank you, Jacques. Thank you, Sia. Ladies and gents, I hope you can hear me. Right. We will take now a next round of questions. Jan de Koning, let's start with you.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Jacques. Thank you, Sia. Guys, sorry, apologies. We might repeat quite a bit of stuff because we were kicked out of the Teams meeting and then we couldn't get into the Zoom meeting. So I'm going to repeat some of the stuff perhaps. Jacques, both to you and Sia, the first question is, that was perhaps the worst performance of the year. Can you tell us exactly where it went wrong and how you will fix it? And Sia, based on the same thing, it doesn't seem like a cohesive effort at the moment. And we're 1,000 kilometers away, so we don't have access to the team. But can you tell us what is wrong in the team? Because it doesn't seem like a cohesive team at the moment. But perhaps we're just missing something being this far away.
I'll go, yeah, listen, it's definitely not the worst performance of the year. I think it's probably the worst performance since 2018 when we lost against Argentina and Mendoza. That's how poor this performance was. So, no, definitely, by far, not a great performance. And in what areas? I think everything. I think our defense, the last time we conceded 4 tries in a game was against New Zealand in 2018. So 3 years ago. So it definitely wasn't up to standard. Even in our kicking, our exit game, that wasn't up to standard. It was inconsistent. Sometimes we had a good outcome, and then other times we had poor outcomes, which actually led to points for them. So, no, it wasn't a great performance.
Yeah, from our side, I think, to be honest, it's just mistake. We training very well together, but every single guy, is making a mistake, and when we maul well and then we're not consistent afterwards, then the next maul we stuff it up. Our exit plays, we couldn't exit properly. Every guy makes a mistake, and and especially things that we're normally good at, defense. That's our thing. We love that physicality, and when you start losing on the things that you saw, the stuff that you normally good at, it didn't work. It didn't work for us. But yeah, we at training we work well. But yeah, we're gonna have to look at ourselves, and we have to be better next week. It's gonna have to be. We have to pull tighter. We're not tighter, whatever the thing is, but we'll sit and see where we can get better.
Thanks, Sia. Right, Hendrik Cronje.
Hello, Jock. Hello, Sia. Jock, is it pressure that led to the 4 yellow cards?
If the 4 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, in the last 2 games, yeah.
Yeah, tonight's one, the first one was Faf on slapping the ball down or playing the guy's hands. I'm not 100% sure. I think they felt he was in an offside position, which I can't now say, listen, he was or wasn't. And Jasper's clean out, yeah, we will have to have a look at that. Yeah, for me, it was I'll have to have a look at that. But no, I like Jasper. I don't think it was a pressure. Just maybe a error in terms of going in. But Faf might, because I think it was after a line break.
Thank you, Liam.
Good evening, guys. My question is for Jacques. Jacques, when you look at the last 2 games, what can you learn from the way the Australians went about the game, whether it's in game plan or execution or whatever? Is there anything we can learn from the way they've played?
I think the thing is, listen, they obviously changed their style of play to a more territory-based game, kicking a lot more. If you compared how they played against us versus how they played against New Zealand in the previous games. So I think they're probably getting the balance in terms of running and kicking. And that's maybe something that we must have a look on. If there's opportunities, I mean, today we did have a little bit of opportunity, and our big thing is if opportunity is available, take it and get excited about it. And I thought we did, but then, like Sia said, I think we've made a lot of errors. when the opportunity was on, a knock on here, a guy going into contact, knocking the ball on. I can't tell you out of the top of my head how many errors we made tonight in terms of ball in hand. But yeah, we just made too many errors when the opportunity was on, and then from a defense point of view, we just missed too many tackles, which is not something. If I show you the tackle stats of the last, since I've been involved with this squad since 2018, I mean, this was an unheard of performance in terms of missed tackles. It just never happens like that. And it's like then this guy misses one tackle. But if each player miss one tackle, only one tackle, it's 23 missed tackles in the game. And that's probably what happened tonight.
Thank you, Jacques. Right, Craig Lewis, you are up next.
Thanks, Ray. Yeah, Jacques, just actually continuing on that point, I think today was 19 missed tackles, and I know it's normally an area of the game that the Boks have prided themselves on, and it's been at the heart of what you've done over the last couple of years. Can you pinpoint just what's kind of gone wrong in that defensive system? Has it been worked out perhaps, or what's led to that 21 last week and the 19 missed today?
I think it's look, a defense system is there to put a defender across an attacker, and that happened the majority of the time. But then you must make the tackle, and no system can make the tackle for you. That's you. And like I say, it's not normally. If I look at the stats of the players in the past, they don't miss those tackles, but tonight they did, and it wasn't difficult tackles where there was massive decisions that need to be made, and so that, except I would say there was one I felt where we probably had a system failure, the last one that they scored from that scrum, where they hit it up, and then came blind on us. It's something that we knew that was coming, and when I looked at our reorganization on the blind side, that was an error from our side. That was a system error. We weren't in the right places. So that's something we can fix. That's a system fix. But one-on-one tackles, you just need to make your tackle, and that's my job. Must make sure that they are up for it, that I work on their technique, that their footwork into contact's good. So I'll probably 90% of that has to be in front of my door.
Okay, our 10 minutes extra with the coach and the captain is almost up. So our last question for this section, Ken Boland.
Thanks, Ryan. Hi, Jacques. Hassia. Sia touched on it. The breakdown work today was pretty woeful. Everyone knows Australia go really hard at the breakdown. Was it just a matter of not committing sufficient numbers there? Or was there something else to explain really so many turnovers?
No, yeah, just we knew it was coming. We prepped for it the whole week. They just, they just overpowered it. But us and that department, we knew it was coming, and we spoke about it, and not only spoke about it, we worked on it in training sessions. I mean, it got quite heated in training sessions as well, and we had good plans in terms of how we think we would handle it, and we didn't handle it on the day. And again, it probably starts with us. Then obviously the way we prepped them and the plans that we made as coaches wasn't good enough. So we knew it was coming, and we were woeful at it.
Yeah, I thought on the field, we were well prepped. I'm not gonna lie about that. I thought when it happened on the field, we as the players didn't manage it, or we didn't enforce what we planned. So it's 100%. Of course, we were speaking about it in the game, and then when it happens, they overpowered us. So the preparation was good. It's just delivering it on the day. We as the players weren't good at that at all, and we knew it. We came half time. We said this is what's happening. We went on the field, and it happened again in the second half. So definitely us as players, we have to take responsibility for that, because it was definitely not up to standard, because we knew all along why breakdowns especially they're going to blast, and that will create opportunities for us if we can secure that ruck. There's space on the inside of the field, and they came and we couldn't handle it at all. They went over us, and so that's us on the players, and we already spoke about it at halftime and after the game as well.
Thank you, Sia. Thank you, Jack. You guys can now make way, and we will have Andre Pollard and Vincent Koch up for the next 10 minutes. Thank you, ladies and gents. Please stay on the line.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Right, Polly, right, Vince. Yeah, ladies and gents, on the line, we can kick off with Ashfaq Mohammed. Do you have a question to any of the two gentlemen?
Thank you, Ray. Andre, the goal kicking seemed to be on song tonight after the difficulties last week. But just in terms of the attacking game, you guys tried to play with a bit more width, but probably didn't get the reward that you were looking for. What do you think is going on there?
Yeah, I think attack-wise, really, I thought it's the best attacking performance for us this season in terms of finding space and getting the ball in space. We just weren't clinical enough. We didn't capitalize on opportunities. Every time we got into their half or their 22, we just lost the ball, or whatever way it is. So yeah, I think attack-wise, the plan was perfect and we executed it well. It's just those last passes and those wide breakdowns that we just didn't handle today.
Thank you. Right, Jan de Koning, do you have a new question?
Yes, Ryan, thank you. Andre, thank you. Andre, thanks for chatting to us. I think we touched on it with Jacques and Sia as well. They spoke about the systems. There was just one system failure, and we all know that defense is an attitude thing, and there were lots of one-on-one missed tackles. So my question is there something missing in this team? Is there something missing in the squad that we don't see from 11,000 kilometers away? That there are so many missed tackles. There's 2 weeks in a row. It's almost like the attitude is not there. Are we missing something, or is there something wrong in this team?
No, definitely not an attitude problem. Guys preached up tonight. If every guy misses one tackle, that's 23 missed tackles. It happens. It's not good enough. It's not our standard, but there's no attitude problem.
Thank you. Yeso? Okay. Can you hear me?
Thank you. I'm here. Andre, the Boks haven't played a lot of noticed a lot of rugby. They haven't played much rugby against the Southern Hemisphere teams. And in the past 2 years, one would easily say that the teams have had enough time to watch each other. Do you feel that the Australians have accurately did their homework over the Springboks in terms of what they watched over the Georgia Test and the British and Irish Lions series?
Yes, I think they did a brilliant job in terms of analysing us. They were up for it. They had good plans in place, which we also did. The thing is they executed it better. That's basically it. It's both sides come with their own strategies for the weekend, and whatever they did, they just did it a bit better than what we did, and that's it. It's small margins in Test match rugby, but those small margins can quickly turn into a 30-17 loss. So yeah, I think they did a great job in terms of analysing us, but we sort of knew what was coming and we knew what to do to counter that. And again, we weren't clinical enough and we didn't execute our plan well enough.
Thanks, Andre. Stephen Nell, you had your hand up.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Commiserations, guys. I know it's tough now. The Aussies, I suppose one can't make excuses. It's always difficult to make excuses when you lose, but it did look like it was a bit of a tactic to rough you up. I saw sometimes a forearm occasionally went to a head or something like that. Did you feel that there were a few cheap shots in the game that possibly was there to knock you guys out of your stride?
Yeah, definitely. They are very street smart. It's not just something they just naturally do. They definitely train it. The refs don't see everything. If they pick it up now and then, great. We prep the refs on that as well. But I mean, it's very difficult to see a lot of stuff off the ball. The refs focusing on the ball and on the breakdown. So, yeah, they're good at it. They do it very well. They get away with it 90% of the time. And yeah, I mean, we don't do that. We don't coach that. We don't play the game that way. But it's not a problem if they want to do it. We should handle it. No, that's what it.
Okay, Percy, you've been waiting patiently, probably for your questions in Afrikaans. Is that correct? Am I assuming correct?
Baie dankie Ryan. Goeiemôre. Liewers goeienaand manne. Ander net kortliks vir jou raak in Afrikaans net kortliks. Ek moet regverdig teen julle wees. Julle moet onmiddellik na 'n wedstryd moet julle 'n wedstryd opsom en julle is waarskynlik baie emosioneel. Net kortliks van jou kant af as die adjunk as die onderkaptein, hoe som jy hierdie wedstryd op? Waar was die wedstryd verloor vir julle? Jy het sopas in Engels genoem dat die Wallabies was baie meer street smart. En dan vir Vincent net kortliks, jy is deel van die sogenaamde bomb squad. Was dit baie druk op julle gewees om dan op 'n tweede helft in te kom en dan nog verder te probeer om hierdie wedstryd te red?
Presies, ja, ek dink weer eens, ek dink twee spanne het met hulle eie taktieke gekom en ons het klomp geleenthede geskep en ons het die balansbasie gekry. Ons het net nie ons is net nie akkuraat genoeg nie op die einde van die dag. En dit is dalk een pas hier of een afbreek daar by, maar dit is die margins in toets rugby. So dis moeilik. Ons is emosioneel, ons is verskriklik teleurgesteld in onsself. Maar ja, so ek gaan nie iets spesifiek nou sê nie. Ons moet eers die wedstryd gaan kyk as ons kalm is môreoggend. En dan sal ons kyk waar het ons verkeerd gegaan en wat kan ons beter gedoen het. En dan moet ons planne maak vir volgende week, want dit is baie teleurstellend, maar daar wag 'n ongelooflike groot toets vir ons volgende week en ons moet onsself regkry vir dit.
Ja, Percy, ek dink hier daar's regtig baie druk. As 'n speler in die bomb squad is of van die bench af speel, ek dink wat ons rol is om 'n bietjie meer energie te bring en bietjie die ouens wat al vir 50-60 minute op die veld is bietjie te lig. En ek dink persoonlik miskien het ons dit nie vandag reg gekry nie. Ons het miskien in die gat geval wat ons nie regtig in wou val nie en maar ja, geen druk op ons nie. Ons wil dit ons het 'n werk om te doen en ek dink persoonlik het ons vandag gedoen nie.
Okay, laaste vraag dan in Afrikaans, Hendrik Cronje.
Dankie Ryan, ek het dit is reg, ek is my Afrikaans vra dalk en Andre, hoe draai jy ou dinge nou om voor daai toets teen die All Blacks volgende week?
Hallo Hendrik, ek dink ons moet baie eerlik wees met onsself in ons review van die game. Kyk waar kan ons beter doen, maar jy kan nie te lank jouself jammer kry nie. Jy moet vinnig oor dit kom. Môre is ons reset dag en daar gaan nooit 'n tekort aan motivering wees as jy teen die All Blacks speel nie. Enige toets wat jy vir die Springbokke speel, dit sal nooit 'n tekort aan dit nie. So ons wil kom met planne. Ons weet ons is nie goed genoeg op die oomblik nie. Maar as ek hierdie span goed genoeg ken, weet ek, as ons rug teen die muur is, gaan ons altyd terugkom met 'n groot slag en ons kan niks meer sê daaroor nie. Ons kan nie verskonings maak nie. Ons is nie goed genoeg op die oomblik nie en ons gaan terugkom volgende Saterdag en ons gaan hopelik hierdie ding kan omdraai.
Ladies and gents, thank you very much. Thanks to Vince, thanks to Polly. Thank you for your participation and we will have our next media engagement on Monday. Thank you and goodbye.
Yep.